Hello and welcome back, you beautiful people of YouTube. Today we are taking a different approach than usual. This is not a review. Today I am discussing my thoughts to you guys about the HD600, which is the most impactful audiophile headphone of all time. Now, I reviewed the HD600 a month ago, and I have more to talk about it. And today I'm giving my opinion on something, and I want you guys to tell me if I'm wrong or and tell me if I'm right. So my curiosity with HD600 and 650 has always been, why are they so popular and they sold so much within the audiophile circles and overall as well. So HD600 came out in 1996 and 650 came out in 2003. As far as what set them apart from the competition was the low distortion number. They were really clear and they had a high end sound, and they were very hard to beat when they came out. Only the crazy electrostatic speakers could beat them. Electrostatic ear speakers could beat them. Now, when they came out, they were around 500, which is affordable as well. Today, the high end, top of the line headphones, they come out and they are around 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 15,000, 55,000, which is crazy. And the construction was very good, so these headphones lasted a long time too. And they were such a huge success that for the next 20 years they enjoyed a competition-less market in their price category. Think about this. It is a huge achievement because even when the iPhone came out in 2007, that product had no equal only for 2 years. Android and Motorola came out with the Droid in 2009, and they took the share of the market away from them. I mean, in 2015, Hi-Fi Man came out with the 400 series, and finally they had a competitor to the 600. Think about having an wide open market for 20 years because none of the competitors can beat you on sales numbers. Now, even Sennheiser has not been able to replicate their success after the 600. 700 came out, 800 came out, 800S came out. None of these were considered better, you know. And none of these sold as well either. Well, forget about that. I'm just talking about if people took to them as much as they took to HD600. Only in 2018-ish, Sennheiser came out with the HD660S, and that headphone was considered to be a better product by many without compromising the Sennheiser house sound. So, Sennheiser never released their sales numbers. I am estimating between 5 to 15 million units worldwide. A lot of people say 20, 30. I don't think that's accurate. I would say between 5 to 15 is good. So, now I have told you about the 600, HD600. Now here's the question. What really drove those sales? Now these headphones, they did not have a marketing strategy that the Beats have. So it was not the marketing. I don't think they sold by marketing. I think they sold by the word of the mouth. The people telling their friends, hey, you need to own this headphone because this is a really good headphone. And when somebody tells somebody else that they need to buy something, they're compelled. What compels them? That is what we need to find out to figure out why this headphone sold so much. Now, I do want to mention that studio equipment sales are a part of it, but I don't think that it contributes more than 30% of the wholesales that the HD600 has. So put that aside, talk about the audiophile and common listener as well. Just talk about that market. So I think if I were to ask a typical HD600 owner this same question, I'm sorry, I should have drunk some water. I should have hydrated before, but my mouth is so dry right now. Anyway, I'm gonna power through for you guys. So you power through that subscribe button. Hit that shit. So I don't think. Oh yeah, where I was is that if I was going to ask a typical HD600 owner, what do they think? What are the numbers behind? What is the reason behind those numbers? They will come out and say, "Oh, you just glossed over something so obvious, Mel. It's the performance. It's the HD600 has the best performance of all time." I disagree because better performing headphones around the same price bracket have always existed. 880, R70X, and many other 880 and R70 just to name a few. Although R70 came out later. So I don't think it's the performance. I think that is a lazy analysis. And I think I've strung you guys along far too long. So let me just tell you what I think is the reason why. What is the reason? What I think is this headphone sold more than anything else. One word: volume. Let me explain. There are headphones that you cannot play loud. DD1990. Lot of Odyssey headphones, the higher end ones. You know, some of Audio Technica headphones. You cannot play them loud because if you play them loud, they are so bright that it hurts your ears. You cannot take it, it's too much. And 600, 650 on the other hand, you can turn them up as loud as you want and they will still not hurt your ears. They will be a little uncomfortable for sure, but you will still be enjoying your music. And most people tend to enjoy their music at louder volumes. That is the reason. Look, music packs a certain punch. The volume, more volume just makes that punch harder, hit harder. That is the reason why the best nightclubs have the loudest music. And that is the reason why you cannot hear certain songs at a regular volume. An example, the best example of this of all time would be the Till I Die by Machine Gun Kelly. If you play that song anything less than loud, you're just not listening to the best version of that song. So, I feel like people are gonna tell me, hey, that's a warm versus bright thing, like you're describing the tonality, tuning. Not really, because if that was the case, Cos Porta Pro, people would be blasting it all the way up and never really playing it at reasonable volume. Here's the thing, you see, and this is more of a case in speakers, but some drivers, they don't sound full until you have them loud, until you're blasting them. My JBL speakers 305, you cannot listen to them at a lower volume. You're just not gonna have fun. The sound is not full. You know, the sound is only full when it's loud with those speakers. Same thing with the HD600. It sounds fuller when it's a little loud. And the louder you go, it doesn't hurt you more than the regular volume. So because it performs, it's not performs better at louder volume, it's not a bright headphone, all those factors, they kind of culminate into making this a loud volume headphone, you know, the perfect loud volume headphone actually. By the way, some of the Dan Clark Audio, formerly Mr. Speaker's headphone, they are the same way. You cannot play them at a lower volume. So, I think this HD600 sold so much because people recommended them to each other, and the reason they recommended them to each other is because they were able to enjoy their music on that pair more than any other pair, because it allowed them to listen their music at a louder volume than any other pair, and that made them really like those headphones. It's not the performance, it's not the tonality, although those are factors. The real factor is volume here. Tell me if I'm wrong. Alright. I love you guys. Bye.